So, Dragon Ball Super sees the return of some familiar faces from the OG original Dragon Ball days. We have Emperor Pilaf, Mai, and Shu return into the presence or like the overall story of the Dragon Ball universe, and it's actually very funny that they pop up within this because I don't think they appeared at all within the Dragon Ball Z saga. So it's very interesting to see them pop up in Super, and it's also very interesting too because when I was like watching this episode, I kind of like had to rethink too because when we get introduced to them within this episode, they are actually like young, which was very odd to me because to my knowledge, I actually can't remember if they used the Dragon Balls to grant them youth or something like that. So I'm not sure if that's just something that happened off screen or it's just something that for this series, it's like, oh, the gang's back and they're just happen to be young. So I have no idea what's going on with there, but this episode was very straightforward once again. We actually just have, Beerus continually on his way with Whis to King Kai's planet where he's going to meet Goku and hopefully meet the Super Saiyan God from his visions. So it's very simple. They don't really pop up all too much. They pop up in the beginning of the episode and also the end of the episode, but I'll talk about the end of the episode in a little bit, but I just actually want to talk about Bulma's cruise ship party. So we have everyone from, the Z Warriors. They're on this cruise ship for Bulma's party. She's kind of pissed, that Goku and Vegeta haven't shown up and are participating in the events, celebrating her big day, but we see everyone else having a good time. It's also very funny to see like Hercule or Mr. Satan, however you want to call him, interacting with Boo. He's bringing him food and he's just devouring anything he gets put in front of his face. So I really enjoy that. But we also have, besides it being a Pilaf episode, it's actually a Trunks and Goten episode too, because we have them, being typical kids running around a cruise ship, having just the time of their lives, hanging out with each other. But they end up going into the vault where Bulma has these gifts for the bingo prizes, and she has like this jet, this car, this palace, and I'm not sure how the hell they're fitting on that huge ass cruise liner they have. But she's been teasing this #1 prize that whoever wins the #1 prize for bingo, which it's kind of obvious what it's going to be. If you've watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, what else could be the ultimate prize within the Dragon Ball universe? It being the Dragon Balls, of course. So, and it's very funny too how Trunks was just able to show Goten, it's like, yeah, we have this ultimate prize, but the security behind it is just very, very simple to get behind. All you have to do is unplug the power and everything goes to shit. So I really thought that was funny. But then, like, since the Dragon Balls get introduced, that's how Pilaf and the gang, show up, and they're on this deserted island. They're young, like I said, and it's very odd that they're young, but I like the interactions, and it kind of brings back that old comedy that Dragon Ball used to have back in its early days. So I really like the introduction of them, but I just want to see how they like develop within the story and what's their overall role within this now that they're being reintroduced into the story. So I'm going to judge it just like on an episode by episode basis with them because I like them in Dragon Ball, but let's just see if I still like them in Dragon Ball Super. So, but it's very nice to see Shu and Mai. Mai was kind of adorable within this episode, being like that young, she's a young girl right now, and so she has like those mood swings and she acts like a brat a little bit towards Emperor Pilaf. So I really thought that was funny, but they find their way onto the cruise ship after battling some shark. I thought that was like, it's very odd to see a shark within Dragon Ball, and it just seemed like very different animation or something, but they eventually get onto the ship, Trunks and Goten save them, and then, they present them with like, hey, you guys seem like you're starving, you guys can eat at our buffet. And I just gotta say, it's like the food, I'm not sure what like budget they're putting into the food, but they make the food look amazing. Like the animation for the food, it looked absolutely amazing. It looked like food that you could find in real life. Honestly, that was like 10 out of 10 food right there that they had. But other than that, they just had Vegeta training, and it was very funny too. He's in the middle of his training. He's like, yes, I've mastered 150 times gravity. And then the secretary comes in and is like, Bulma's on the phone for you. And he's like, oh, leave, woman. And then just the way he addressed her, I got a really good laugh at that because he's just like, well, tell her I'm not coming, so leave me, woman. And it's just the way that Vegeta acts and everything. It just kind of shows you like why like he's one of like the top characters. Just like he kind of gives no shits. He's the prince. He has that ego, and he's gonna act the way that he wants to act. But it's funny too because his wife Bulma, she has to be his wife. She has to act that way in order to be his wife because I don't think anyone else could possibly be the wife of Vegeta other than Bulma, just because like she's like a girl version of him because like she just doesn't give any shits either, and she just says whatever's on her mind, and she's the only one that will talk back to Vegeta and put him in his place. And you can see his face after she got off the phone, and he was like kind of scared shitless just from the attitude that she was giving him. So I really enjoyed that. But other than that, we just get Goku again. And what's very interesting too is, like, I don't remember the Kamehameha being within the 4 episodes we've had so far. This is the first Kamehameha that we've had within Dragon Ball Super. So we get that, and then King Kai, is yelling at Goku. He ends up telling him about Beerus, about the balance, the yin and yang of having the Supreme Kais, the gods of creation, and then having Beerus, the gods of destruction. It's like they have this role within nature, and they have to abide by these rules. And saying how, like, Beerus isn't technically evil. He's doing what nature is making him do. He's doing what needs to be done, but he kind of does it on his own whim. But then at the end of the episode, he hides Goku, and then we have Beerus arrive, and we know that episode 5, I know there was a lot of controversy around episode 5 when it first aired in Japan, because I heard that the animation was terrible, but I know we're going to be getting some action now. So all this, like, slice of life and build up to the epicness that we know from Dragon Ball Z is soon to come, and I really can't wait for that to happen. So I just want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about Pilaf and the gang getting reintroduced into the world of Dragon Ball within Dragon Ball Super? Do you like the fact that they're within it? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know about what your favorite part within episode 4 of the English dub was for you. I'm really enjoying it. It's nice to have the old voices back that I remember from my childhood, and I really can't wait for episode 5 to where the action finally kicks in and we get to see Goku kind of go into his Super Saiyan form. So I'm really looking forward to that. But that's it for this review, guys. I'm doing all my reviews for the Dragon Ball Super English dub, and if you want to catch all of those reviews, you can just subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be doing some reviews, maybe some reactions to Dragon Ball Super, I don't know, but I also have plans in the works to do Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z on this channel, so definitely look forward to that. And if that is something you're interested in seeing down the line on this channel, just subscribe and let me know what were your favorite moments from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. But overall, guys, that's it for this video, and until we get episode 5 next week, I'll have my review for you guys then, and I'll talk with you guys later. Alright, guys, see you later.